Kindly have a seat. This meeting of the Standing Finance Committee will resume. Head 15, Tobago House of Assembly. Head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, $2,339,135,000. I will now invite the Minister of Finance to make a brief opening statement, not exceeding 5 minutes. Minister.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. The Tobago House of Assembly is the main government institution charged with the responsibility of delivering goods and services to the residents of Tobago, now numbering approximately 66,000. These areas are laid out in the 5th schedule of the THA Act, number 40 of 1996. The Assembly is structured to comprise 11 divisions, similar to ministries in Trinidad. Each division is headed by an administrator as accounting officer, similar to a permanent secretary in Trinidad, who provides oversight, policy alignment, and adherence to the principles of accountability, transparency, and the aim of providing net welfare and public service delivery in keeping both the national, central government, and Assembly goals and initiative, in meeting these goals and initiative. Thank you.
Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $2,339,135,000 for Head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, stand part of the schedule. Honorable members, the sum of $2,339,135,000 for Head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, is comprised of monies proposed for expenditure under the following subheads and items to be found in the draft estimates of revenue and expenditure of the statutory boards and similar bodies and of the Tobago House of Assembly and the draft estimates of the development program. We shall now proceed to consider the draft estimates of revenue and expenditure of the statutory boards and similar bodies and of the Tobago House of Assembly. We start at page 23. Subhead 06, current transfers to statutory boards and similar bodies. Division 01, Assembly Legislature. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Under 01, salaries and cost of living allowance, could the Minister inform this House how many persons are paid with this particular allocation in terms of permanent or what we would call temporary workers and so on?
52.
52?
2.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Subhead 02, Goods and Services, item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
Thank you, Mr. Minister, from this meeting. How much contract employees have been engaged under this allocation of $2.8 million?
Line item, please.
16 contract employment.
10.
10? Okay. That is existing, and are there any new contract positions to be created?
There are 15 vacant positions.
15 vacant positions.
Total is 25, 10 are filled, 15 are vacant.
The 15 vacant will be, can be paid with this allocation if they are recruited during this fiscal year?
I would assume so, yes.
You would assume so?
Yes, because if you look at the numbers, look at the amount for 52 people above, and look at the amount for contract employment, you will see if you do the maths is mathsing.
Well, if there are 15 vacant and you have spent 20 in your revised 2.8, and you have allocated again 2.8 for 2022, and you recruit 15 in the financial year, well, you do the maths, Minister.
You must know about environments and transfers, and you are aware that the Tobago House of Assembly gets its money in block and has the authority to move money around. So don't allow yourself to be misled by a slavish adherence to the numbers before you.
I will never allow you to mislead me, Minister. Never.
Member for Barataria, San Juan.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Line item 23. Minister, this is a new sub-item. Can you just give us a breakdown of what fees this will cover? Legal fees? Thank you. Madam, as I have here, can I ask another question on a different line item?
Yeah, once we're under 02, Goods and Services.
Sure. I'm on page 24, and this is at line item 64, operation of constituency offices. Minister, I would assume this would be for the 12 assemblymen that we currently have. The offices for those?
Yes.
Yes. And Minister, would it not be prudent for an increase in terms of the increase in the number of assemblymen that we will have now from 12 to 15?
Yes.
But there's no increase.
There will be.
There will?
There will be.
Okay. So you will do environment?
Obviously.
And Minister, can you just give us, just like in the parliamentary system, there's a cap for the rental per office. Is there a cap for the rental space per office in the THA?
The details will be provided.
In writing, thank you.
Well, obviously,
Well, I would hope so.
it had to be in writing
Well, I hope
because
we
I'm
get
not
it
giving
soon.
it to it verbally now.
Well,
So I
you're
don't know why you
unprepared.
ask.
You're unprepared. You should have.
Don't
Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, back to fees 23. Minister, I know you indicated to my colleague from Sarah Barrett, it has to do with legal fees. Without going into the specifics, could you point us to how what legal matter this fee have been allocated for?
That is a misguided lawsuit by the minority leader and his colleagues when they sued the clerk for not proceeding with the establishment of the assembly. That's what that legal fee is. You know, remember your friend, your agent in Tobago, your PDP agent in Tobago sued the clerk. That's what those fees are for.
I do not know if the Minister of Finance has any legal court clause as it relates to pronouncing on
for what I say inside
misguided lawsuit. Any individual can seek redress via the judicial system of this country.
All right, thank you. So we forgot to set the table this morning. All right, today is the 5th day. Let's just try to be very prudent in the management of our time. And while we might all be tired, let's just try to be as disciplined as we can.
Staff Finance seems to be full of energy.
And again, I will invite the member for Couva South and the member for Diego Martin Northeast to carry on their outside of the chamber.
Madam Chair,
Member for Port of Spain,
Madam Chair, thank you.
North
Just
St. Anne's
to
West.
respond to my friend from Couva South, and just to put on the record, the member for Diego Martin Northeast has quite a successful record in court, all the way up to the Privy Council, twice with success, 4 times.
Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases, item 001, general administration. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies, item 007, households. Division 02, Office of the Chief Secretary, Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure, item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
Madam Chair, with respect to remuneration, 14 remuneration to the members of cabinet appointed committees. Minister, could you inform this meeting the names of the committees that are to benefit from this allocation?
Names, we just have numbers and positions and so on.
So you don't have one committee or two committees?
There are two. So you have a state lands committee, you have an airport relocation committee.
I'm not hearing you too well. You started off with a
There is a
burst
state
of
lands
energy.
committee,
Right.
and there is an airport relocation committee. There are two committees.
Thank you very much, Minister. With respect to 01 and that allocation of $4.5 million, again, could you inform this meeting how many employees will be paid with this particular allocation?
35 positions are filled.
35 and
35.
And you have how many vacant?
Get back to you on that.
You got back. Thank you.
Item
All right.
007, Public Administration. Item 011, Planning. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With respect to fees, Minister, there's an increase of 200,000 and you intend to spend $1.3 million in 2022.
Member,
23.
may I just advise members, it might be easier for us to call the line item number. It will help.
Yes, line
Yes?
item 23, fees. Could you give us a breakdown in terms of how this particular sum will be spent in fiscal 2022?
Legal fees and subscription fees to websites, online systems, etc. Software.
Member for Couva South?
And with respect to line item 16, Minister, $14 million is to be spent on contract employment. Could we get an idea of how many contract employees will benefit from this particular allocation, and a breakdown in terms of the classification?
224 contract employees positions are filled. There are 6 vacant. I would have to get the breakdown for you.
All right, I would appreciate that, Minister.
Item 002, information. Item, Member for Couva South?
And could I ask the Minister again with respect to contract employment, line item 16? Minister, could you be so kind to inform this meeting as it relates to the number of contract employees and a breakdown of the classification?
You're asking about information.
Yes.
30.
30, and could we get I know you may have to put that in writing or get back to us, the
I will.
classification.
Yes, in writing. Later.
Certainly.
Item 007, public administration. Item 007, Member for Couva South.
Other contracted services, Minister, 28. You have an increase of $200,000, which will go to an overall spend of $900,000 in 2022. Could you tell us what will be done with this $900,000?
Things dealing with the administrative building for the Office of the Chief Secretary, including landscaping and general maintenance and so on.
Landscaping for the Office of the
compound. I don't know if you've ever been to Tobago.
On many occasions.
Clearly you didn't pass by any THA offices, but if you had, you will see they are all contained within a compound. They have a fence, they have grass, they have other things that need to be maintained.
We hope from landscaping that it doesn't go to zip lining.
Like the Pink Palace in Siparia. The
From
Pink Palace.
landscaping, it doesn't go to zip lining. I hope so.
Are you finished, Member for Couva South?
Yeah, thank you.
Item 008, Tobago Emergency Management Agency, Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 16, contract employment. Again, could we be afforded the information through you how this $5 million will be allocated in terms of the number of contract positions and their respective job classification?
The management unit in Tobago has 42 persons, and we'll get the breakdown for you.
Okay. And under 28, other contracted services, Minister, what will be done with this allocation?
Cable, television services, transportation services, sanitation services, and waste removal services.
Okay. And with respect to 28, extraordinary expenditure.
Unforeseen events such as disaster relief for victims of natural disasters, removal of sargassum seaweed, clearing of landslides, etc.
when you say, could you just elaborate? When you say victims, like, will there be a particular criteria in terms of expending funds?
Well, just like in Trinidad, we have a Ministry of Social Development that has protocols and rules and practices and procedures with respect to assisting victims of disaster. If you have a fire that burns down your house, or a landslide destroyed your house, or you're flooded out or something like that, there are series of processes, procedures, and grants and so on. The THA has a similar system.
Okay. And would you be so kind to say in 2021, if indeed persons in Tobago benefited from what you just described, and how many persons?
I can't tell you the amount, but certainly yes.
Okay, but I'm sure that you are a data-driven man, and you may be able to provide that to us at some point in time.
Certainly. In writing.
Certainly.
Later.
Certainly.
Item 010, Information Systems Department. Item 011, Planning. Member for Couva South.
Again, Madam Chair, 16, contract employment. I am sure the Minister would be familiar with the request that I'm making.
I went too far. I went a little too far. Contract employment. 8.
8, okay. And how many, you have vacant positions here, Minister?
Yes.
How many?
I'll get back to you in writing later on that.
Any more on this?
22, Madam Chair, as it relates to short-term employment. One person with short-term employment.
Yes, the number before 2.
And that person will be paid, is projected to be paid $500,000 for short-term employment?
No, it's a provision assuming that because of the exigencies of the service from time to time, short-term employment will be required. I've made this point before, that short-term employment is used quite frequently when persons are between contracts. So a contract has come to an end. The new contract is being negotiated and finalized. It's not yet executed, but you want to keep the person on. You give them a short-term, 3 to 6 months contract while you're finalizing their positions. And I'm told approximately 40 such situations will occur in 2022.
Between now and the
end of the fiscal.
The elections, I would
Between
gather.
now and the end of the fiscal year.
In the fiscal year?
Yes.
But probably the recruitment might take place before the 6th of December.
Maybe tomorrow.
Thank you.
Item 012, Land Management.
Just for the benefit of all, 16 contract employment, how many persons will be recruited with this projected expenditure of $3 million?
Currently, there are 21 persons employed. And it is anticipated they will employ some more during the fiscal.
In terms of that anticipation, you have been guided with the numbers, the projected?
I don't have that right now. If I get it while we're talking, I'll give it to you. If not, you'll get it in writing later.
Thank you very much.
Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Information. Item 007, Public Administration. Item 008, Tobago Emergency Management Agency. Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Minister 01, with that allocation of $800,000 well, there was none for 2020 and 2021. Could you inform this meeting how many vehicles or what type may be procured by the Tobago Emergency Management Agency?
4. I'll have to get back to you on the type.
Okay. Go ahead. Yes, Madam Chair.
Item 010, Information Systems Department. Item 011, Planning. Item 012, Land Management. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 005, Non-Profit Institutions, Member for Couva South.
Yes, Madam Chair. The Minister may have it with him in terms of that allocation to non-profit organizations. Minister, could you provide to this meeting a breakdown of the organization and how much was allocated to the organizations that benefited?
$691,963 and a series of organizations. I would not want to belabor or to waste our time reading out all of them.
Yes,
the information can be provided later.
Thank you very much. You seem to be very cooperative this morning.
Always.
Member for Barataria, San Juan.
Thank you very much. I'm on line item 05. Minister, there's an original allocation for 2021 in the sum of $800,000, but the revised estimates was $2.4 million. Can you just account for the increase in expenditure under this line item, please, for 2021?
What page, what line item, please?
04
05,
005. Complex. It's to the bottom of the page.
General expenses such as cleaning, electricity, maintenance, things like that.
So, arrears payments that.
I beg your pardon?
Those were in arrears.
I didn't say they were in arrears.
Because the allocation was $800,000, and then there's a revised estimate of $2.4 million.
Okay.
So,
As I said, Tobago gets its funds in block and they move it around depending on the demands of various sectors.
No, what I was asking is, what is the reason for that drastic increase in the expenditure from what was originally allocated?
The $800,000 was inadequate, so they wired or transferred funds.
For what reason, Minister?
To pay their bills.
Can you give us a breakdown?
Sure.
Thank you.
Later, in writing.
Item 007, Households. Item 009, Other Transfers, Member for Point of Pear.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, 04, Farmland Development, new sub-item, $30 million is allocated for 2022. Could you enlighten this meeting what is taking place under that sub-item?
Certainly. There are a number of abandoned or underutilized agricultural estates in Tobago. If you had read the budget speech, you'd have seen I said that. And this money is designed to reactivate, revitalize these industrial estates. The project involves a number of estates all over Tobago, from the southwest to the northeast. The first phase of the project at this time will involve rehabilitation of a farm in Belmont, a farm in Friendship, and a farm in Argyle, dealing with livestock, tropical agriculture, greenhouses, hydroponics, short crops, etc. So it's simply to revitalize and rehabilitate abandoned or underutilized agricultural estates.
Follow up, Madam Chair. Minister, these abandoned estates, are they owned by the state, or are these private properties that were abandoned and the state is now taking it over?
The former.
Pardon?
The former.
Former?
Former.
Former.
You asked two questions. One is the former and one is the latter. The answer is the former
Form,
question.
oh, sorry. I'm
The
not hearing you
first
clearly.
question,
I'm not
not
hearing
the
you.
second one.
So there,
Madam Chair, under this particular line item 04, Farmland Development, Minister, is there to be a particular criteria that has been published so that persons who are desirous or entities will be guided, Minister?
This is a new project, and all of that will be publicized in due course. The intention is to revive agricultural production in Tobago, very important, to reduce the food import bill, to make Tobago more self-sufficient in agriculture. These are estates owned by the Assembly, and the methodology to be applied and how persons can get involved will be published in due course. It's a new project.
Yeah,
We have other new projects
And
in this budget.
And you have indicated that is there a projected timeline or deadline when these guidelines will be made?
I am hopeful that the project will be completed, well, the first phase of the project, because as I said, it's all over Tobago. The second phase is estates in Richmond, Indian Walk, Courland, Goldsboro, etc. I would hope that the first phase would be substantially completed, up and running in this fiscal year. That's the plan.
Thank you. Is there a cap that in terms of how much will be applicable to an allocation, let us say, for one particular estate?
No, the allocation there that you're seeing is for the expenditure in fiscal 22 on the first phase of the project. It's an estimate.
Yeah. What I'm asking, for example, if entity A applies, and he said entity A indicates that they are applying for the entire $30 million, or will there be a cap 10, 5?
No, it won't be like that. Remember, these estates belong to the Assembly, so they will dictate the program in the phase. It's not somebody applying for it. These are not private estates where a private person will come and apply for funding. It's not that. It is the Assembly revitalizing estates that it owns to boost agricultural production in Tobago. And how that will be made available to the general public in Tobago, that will be published by the THA, by the Chief Secretary, etc., in due course.
Thank you very much.
Point of Appeal.
thank you, Chair. Just a follow-up in that same line item, Minister. So the plan, if I hear you correctly, is to revitalize these estates, and would it then, the Assembly would then back out of it and then hand it over to, based on our criteria, to private people to run it?
I wouldn't want to make a definitive comment on that, but it is to encourage farming in Tobago, so I assume there would be some private sector participation in terms of actual work on the estates. But I don't want to get into that because this is something that the THA and the Chief Secretary will articulate in due course. I don't want to give specifics along the line of what you're asking.
Can I ask another line item? Thank you, Madam Chair. Line item 05, Minister. Tourism and hospitality sector support.
Sure.
50 million.
All right. Now, as you should know, tourism is the main economic activity in Tobago outside of the Assembly activity. And the tourism sector has been badly hurt by the pandemic in terms of the cessation of air travel in particular, which has hurt hotels and other tourism operators. In the last fiscal year, there was assistance to hoteliers by way of soft loans and so on. This one is to assist them with grants to get back on their feet because they have been badly hurt. So this is to assist them with a series of grants.
So just a follow-up, Madam Chair, to the Minister. So is it something similar to your small and business facility?
It's a little bit more than that. It's more than a loan facility.
So it's a grant?
It's a grant facility because
Not to be
of the
repeated?
fact that this is a unique situation where this is an industry that the private sector depends on in Tobago that has been very badly hurt by the pandemic through no fault of its own. I mean, air travel was suspended and so on. So that this is a little beyond the SME loan facility, which will be available to anybody in Trinidad and in Tobago. This is a grant program.
Thank you.
Member for St. Augustine.
Thank you. Minister, with regards to the revitalization of the estates, can you say if the THA intends to manage the programs in-house or if they will be hiring a consultant or such to do that? Is it strictly in-house with THA?
No, it's not, but I'll have to get back to you on that.
If you can provide the information in terms of who is the consultant and what the
I'll let
scope
you know.
of work,
Remember, this is
I'll
a brand
appreciate it.
new program. So
Yes, I know.
it's
I
in
know.
the process. The details are being finalized as we speak.
Okay, thank you.
Member for Couva South.
Very much, Minister. With respect to line item 05, tourism and the hospitality sector support, I would crave your indulgence to ensure that there are controls based on the observations of the Auditor General in the last report, which indicated that there were a number of approvals that were given and the process of proper approvals and so on was not found in terms of when we expend $50 million in 2022.
Well, if you look in the budget carefully, you'll see that we are using e-tech to work together with the THA to screen the applications and assist them in the management of the program. And if I could give some more details, this is to provide grant support to the accommodation sector, which will be the hotels and guest houses and so on. Grant support to the ancillary sector, those are the tourism-related activities, like tour operators and things like that. Income support to employees from the tourism sector, and digitization of tourism enterprises. And yes, because of the introduction of e-tech into the situation, we believe that there will be a measure of monitoring and supervision.
Let us hope so.
Yeah,
Division 03, Finance and the Economy. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
With respect to line item 14, remuneration to the members of cabinet appointed committees, Minister, could you guide this meeting as it relates to how many cabinet committees will benefit and what are the names of these committees?
The answer to a question on a similar item in another head, there was no expenditure or no committees. I'm told at this time, this is a projection.
This is a projection.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Item 002, Finance and Accounting. Item 003, Customs. Item Customs. Member for Couva South.
Yes. Salaries and cost of living and so on. Minister, how much persons will benefit from this?
Just 1 second. Amount of employees in this division is 174, but the breakdown by various sub-items like finance, customs, etc., I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay, because I think salaries are 200,000 and I'm seeing overtime at 5.1.
Get back to you on that.
Okay.
Item 004, Inland Revenue. Item 013, Cooperatives. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
Line item 16, Minister, contract employment, $2.5 million allocation. How many contract employees will benefit from this allocation?
This one, goods and services.
17.
Yeah.
And with respect to 28 other contracted services, could we get a breakdown of what you intend to focus on with respect to $4.5 million under other contracted services?
For a variety of services normally associated with any government compound, such as servicing of elevators, pest control, repairs to mechanical and electrical systems like air conditioning, waste disposal, landscaping for the financial complex premises and compound in Scarborough, the Victor Bruce complex, if you know where that is, if you've ever been there.
Item 002, Finance and Accounting. Item 003, Customs. Item 004, Inland Revenue.
Speaker, Madam Chair, sorry. 16, Minister Contract Employment, an allocation of $1 million. How many contract employees will stand to benefit from this allocation? 14? Okay.
008, Budget Division. Item 012, Consumer Affairs. Item 013, Cooperatives. Item 015, Financial Literacy Secretariat. Item 016, Youth Energized for Success. Member for Couva South.
Minister, 22 short-term employment. Sum of $3 million will be expended under this head, Youth Energized for Success. Could you inform this meeting how many short-term contracts will be awarded under this sum?
126.
126?
Yeah, the
That
number
was based
before
on
125.
125. There will not be the need for further short-term contracts to be awarded under
That's
this.
the number that is estimated at this point in time.
At this point?
126.
Okay. Thank you.
Member for Caroni Central.
Thank you. Line item 66, hosting of conferences, seminars, and other functions. I see that the revised estimate for 2021 was more than the initial estimate. Can the minister account, in light of all the COVID restrictions and regulations, what would have accounted for this increase or drastic increase in this spent for 2021?
We'll get back to you, but that is the expenditure.
Is that you'll get back to us in writing, please?
I beg your pardon?
Is it that you'll get back to us in writing, please?
When I say I will get back to you, it is understood I mean in writing later.
No.
Item 017, Emergency Social and Medical Assistance Unit.
Sir, can I take?
Item 018, Communication Unit. Member for Couva South.
And again, Madam Chair, although the sums are a bit minute, sometimes you're getting increases of 100%, 50%, and so on. So sometimes we need to probe under other contracted services, Minister, this projected spend of $700,000. Could you just guide the meeting what it is to be utilized for?
Maintenance services.
Solely for that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 019, Economic Management and Research Unit. Item 020, Investment. Sorry, Member for Couva South.
And Madam Chair, there's in relation to contract employment under the respective heads, I know that the Minister may want to be efficient in providing the number of persons or bodies that stand to benefit with the respective allocations. If he could provide it down the road in writing and so on to save some time.
Well, I'll give a commitment now, if that will put an end to this nitpicking, to provide information on contract employment in every item in the THA estimates.
Well, it's not a question of nitpicking, Minister. It's a question of you're committing you to ensure that there is transparency and accountability in the sums expended. Simple as that.
As I know you have great representation in Tobago.
Item 020, Investment and Public-Private Partnership Unit. Item 021, Strategic Sector Support Unit. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Finance and Accounting. Item 003, Customs, member for Couva South.
Madam Chair, Minister, in terms of 01 vehicles, how many vehicles are to be projected with this spend to be procured or acquired?
While the Chief Administrator is collecting her documents, if I can get the number within the next couple of minutes, I'll give it to you. Otherwise, I'll give it to you in writing. I know you have great interest in Tobago, where you have not contested elections for about 100 years.
I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. And
Item
the
004,
opposition has a
Inland
duty.
Revenue. Item 008, Budget Division. Item 012, Consumer Affairs. Item 013, Cooperatives. Item 015, Financial Literacy Secretariat. Item 016, Youth Energized for Success. Item 017, Emergency Medical and Social Assistance Unit. Item 018, Communication Unit. Item 019, Economic Management and Research Unit. Item 020, Investment and Public-Private Partnership Unit. Item 021, Strategic Sector Support Unit. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 005, Non-Profit Institution. Item 007, Households. Item 009, Other Transfers. Member for Point of Peer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 28, Establishment of Intelligent Island. I know last year in this SFC, there was a projected framework for that. Nothing happened in this fiscal year, and its allocation has come back. Could you just explain what is the situation with that? Because it's critical, I think, for the island itself, based on what was said last year at SFC.
I would think that COVID has interrupted the implementation of this project, but it is very important, and therefore an allocation has been made again in 2022, and one would hope that they would be able to implement it in 2022.
Okay. Has the mandate or the policy of it changed over, given that nothing happened in the last year, that maybe there's a different...
In discussions with Huawei and the Intelligent Island project, the policy remains the same. This is to develop, utilize various e-services and to make broadband available throughout Tobago. It would remain the same as technology evolves, of course. There would be changes, improvements in the policy and so on, but it's the policy, general policy remains the same.
Thank you.
Division 04, Food Production, Forestry and Fisheries. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Agriculture. Item 003, Marketing. Item 004, Natural Resources and Forestry. Item 005, Marine Resources and Fisheries. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Agriculture. Item 003, Marketing. Item 004, Natural Resources and Forestry. Item 005, Marine Resources and Fisheries. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Agriculture. Item 003, Marketing. Item 004, Natural Resources and Forestry. Item 005, Marine Resources and Fisheries. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 005, Non-Profit Institutions. Item 007, Households. Item 008, Subsidies. Item 009, Other Transfers. Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With respect to 04 and 05, we are seeing that there are new sub-items. Minister, could you guide us as it relates to how the respective sums are intended to be spent under both sub-items?
I think it's fairly obvious.
Huh?
I believe it's fairly obvious.
No.
The first one is reforestation. The second one is agribusiness development.
Okay, and what is necessitating in terms of the Tobago Afforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program? We see $5.7 million, and just for the benefit of the meeting, what is the focus of the majority of this sum in terms of expenditure there? And in what areas of Tobago?
Well, I can tell you the area where nobody lives would be a focus, the main ridge, because that is part of Tobago's ecosystem. And I'm wondering if you object to rehabilitation of the watershed in Tobago and you object to agribusiness development in Tobago. It's obvious what this is for.
I do not think, Madam Chair, that anybody has objected here. We are just seeking information as it relates
well,
to
you see,
how.
your colleague didn't seem to know where the main ridge was and didn't seem to know what the main ridge was.
I know where the multi-dwelling on Picton Street is, you know.
Madam Chairman, the member for Barataria keeps interrupting.
Division 05, Tourism, Culture and Transportation. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Tourism. Item 007, Culture. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Tourism. Member for Couva South.
No, Madam Chair, I'll pass.
Item 006, Transport. Item 007, Culture. Subhead, this is where we are? Item 007, Culture. Member for Couva South.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With respect to the cultural programs, we see an increase in 9 years, $500,000, 50% increase, Minister. What would have necessitated this? Is an increase in terms of the programs, or?
Well, I am disturbed because it seems to me you're opposed to cultural programs in Tobago. Why do you all dislike Tobago so?
Madam Chair, if the Minister is on his narrative, he is in a campaign mode as the chairman of the PNM I have no problem with him campaigning and attempting to use this meeting for that particular purpose. I have a commitment, and we on this side have a commitment to ask the minister in terms of the allocation, and we will fulfill that responsibility during the deliberations of this meeting. And at no point in time, no member is objecting, we are just inquiring.
That is what you say. As far as I am concerned, it should be obvious that with the social distancing restrictions, the public health regulations, that you could not have had a series of outdoor cultural programs in Tobago during the COVID pandemic. It is obvious as we move now to the safe zone concept and the reopening of the economy that there should be a greater expenditure on cultural programs in Tobago in 2022. And if you can't see that, I am entitled to conclude that you don't like Tobagonians.
Anything else under this?
Madam Chair, the minister is on his narrative. At least we have a responsibility, and I will continue to indicate, given the COVID environment where we are moving, we need to account for the expenditure, because even stakeholders in Tobago, they are concerned about transparency and accountability.
Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, tourism. Item 006, transport. Item 007, culture. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Item 007, households. Item 009, other transfers. Member for Point Appeal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 20, Tobago Tourism Agency Limited. They've been allocated 42 million this year, last year 40 million. How many employees are employed at Tobago Tourism Agency Limited?
Right, that's a state agency or government agency. We'll get that information for you. We don't have those details at this point in time.
Okay, and just
I'll
a follow-up.
certainly get them for you.
Thank you. A follow-up question. Minister, this agency, I know we have a comparative one in Trinidad called Trinidad Tourism. Does the central government also fund this agency, or is it solely funded by the THA?
THA.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Member for Couva South.
With respect to the Tobago Festivals Commission Limited and the allocation minister of $12.1 million, could you give a breakdown of how this 12.1 will be spent?
Certainly, but you seemed obsessed with attacking Tobago culture.
Madam Chair, nobody is
like
attacking Tobago, and the minister continues with this
And I will continue all day long.
baseless narrative to try to create division
I will continue.
in this country. This is Trinidad and Tobago.
Not for you. This is Trinidad as far as you're concerned. They only
Madam
have one
Chair, I
part
think
in
that
this
the
country.
Minister of Finance is abusing his position
could
as
say what you
the
want.
chairman of the People's
You
National
don't like
Movement.
Tobagonians.
He is campaigning here, man.
Madam Speaker, if you don't stop him, he will just continue this and I'll get things out of hand. I'm just saying.
Division 06, education, innovation and energy. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, primary, secondary and vocational education. Item 003, library services. Item 004, school feeding program. Item 007, Happy Haven School, Tobago Council for Haven School. Item 008, Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language Impaired. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Primary, Secondary and Vocational Education. Item 003, Library Services. Member for Couva South.
On 002, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
I'll go back because I really didn't look up.
Okay. Just for the benefit of the meeting, Minister, 16 contract employment, you have an allocation of $48 million, which is consistent, but could we be guided as it relates to how many persons will be benefiting from this allocation?
194.
194. Okay. And you would provide the classification?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
in writing. Later.
Okay, so we're now moving on to item 003, library services. Item 007, Tobago Council for Handicapped Children, Happy Haven School. Item 008, Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language Impaired. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, primary, secondary, and vocational education. Item 003, library services. Item 007, Tobago Council for Handicapped Children, Happy Haven School. Item 008, Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language Impaired. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Item 006, educational institutions. Item 007, households. Item 009, other transfers. Member for Point Appeal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 07, Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. 8.1 was spent or revised in 2021, 8 million for 2022. A couple questions. How many students, because this is basically the Twin Island, the only hospitality institute we have publicly. The one in Trinidad has been closed. How many students are enrolled in that institute? And during 2021, did they have classes either virtual or in-house? What is the status?
We don't have those details. We get them for you in writing later. I've
Okay.
asked the Chief Administrator to take note of the questions. So on the next occasion, we will have that kind of information for you ready at hand.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And as far as students, how many Trinidadians are enrolled in any programs?
Sure. If there
Thank
are
you.
any at all, no problem.
Couva South.
Very much, Madam Chair, and just to follow up on to the set line sub-item, Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. Minister, given your budget pronouncements and the commitment to build a number of hotels and so on, has the government given thought under this line item to increase the number of students who go on a drive based on the need to train young people to go in the direction of employment within the hospitality sector and so on?
You say government, you mean the island government of Tobago? What do you mean? It's
Overall,
not a central
between
government matter.
central,
It's not
the
for the
overall
central
policy,
government.
the central government linking with the
So we
island
are supposed
government.
to tell the THA what to do? What are you asking me?
No, this is not a question of telling the THA, it's working with the THA.
We're supposed to impose our will on them? What are you asking?
Working, collaborating.
Is that what you do? We don't do that.
You
So
can
I will
come
find
up
out
with
what the
your
THA
own
policy is.
interpretation, as I said.
I think we will get the information for you, but that is purely a matter for the Tobago House of Assembly. We're not going to dictate to them as you want to do.
Member for Chaguanas East.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, 00901, basic grants. Can the Minister inform this committee of the grants expected to be provided under this allocation, given the increase? Sure.
This is for grants for electricity and janitorial services to denominational school boards in Tobago from the various denominations, and also to assist the various denominational schools with the running cost of their subjects, the implementation of their various curricula and so on, and generally to assist denominational schools with their operational expenses.
Member for Couva South.
No.
Division 07, Community Development, Enterprise Development and Labor. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Community Development. Item 004, Labor. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Community Development. Item 004, Labor. Item 005, Occupational Safety and Health. Item 006, Business Development Unit. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Community Development. Item 004, Labor. Item 005, Occupational Safety and Health. Item 006, Business Development Unit. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 005, Non-Profit Institutions. Member for Couva South.
Minister, could you, under sub-item 16, regional complexes, could you inform this meeting how you intend to spend the $3.3 million, which has been increased by $800,000 in 2022?
First instance, if you look at it closely, you will see that the original 2021 allocation was 3.3. So the concept of an increase is purely academic because it's exactly the same original allocation in 2022. This is to be used to provide general maintenance and upkeep of 2 regional complexes and 17 community centers or multipurpose centers across Tobago. It includes payment of wages for workers in these community centers.
All right. Could you commit to provide the details, the finer details in writing, Minister?
You want to know where the regional complexes are?
No, I want to, you said 17.
And you want to know where the 17 community centers are?
In the interest of
You might be unfamiliar with the places. You know, you don't go to Tobago. But sure.
Minister, you could go on to your tirade about you. You want to inquire into my personal whereabouts and so on.
Well,
Item 007, Households. Item 009, Other Transfers. Division 08, Infrastructure, Quarries, and the Environment. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Maintenance of Roads. Item 003, Maintenance of Buildings. Item 004, Transport. Item 007, Mechanical Workshop. Item 009, the Environment. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Maintenance of Roads. Item 003, Maintenance of Buildings. Item 004, Transport Division. Item 007, Mechanical Workshop. Item 009, V, Environment. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Maintenance of Roads. Member for Couva South.
Yes, Madam Chair, with this allocation of $1 million, Minister, in terms of
Line what? Line item what, if you could...
01 vehicles.
Thank you.
Could you inform the meeting how many vehicles will be procured or what type?
That information will be provided to you in writing later.
Item 003, Maintenance of Buildings. Item 004, Transport. Item 007, Mechanical Workshop. Item 009, V, Environment. Subhead 04, Current Transfers and Subsidies. Item 005, Non-Profit Institutions. Item 007, Households. Item 009, Other Transfers. Member for Point of Peer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 02, Development of Green Spaces, and on this side, we love green spaces. Could you say if this $20 million will be development, would it be set up in a company or is it a project that is developing these green spaces?
This is a new program, and it is consistent with the Tobago theme of clean and serene, and it is simply to revive, rehabilitate, and improve their green spaces. It is in the development stage at this point in time.
So have they so firstly, like Madam Chair, through you, it's rehabilitation, the existing green spaces are the first part.
Development of
new
green spaces, rehabilitation of existing green spaces to make sure they are clean, serene, and pristine.
So, Madam Chair, just a follow-up. Have they identified a new development space as a green space? Several.
If you had been to Tobago, you'd realize how green Tobago is. So this is to keep Tobago green, clean, pristine, and serene.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Member for Couva South.
The minister seems to be in a lyrical rhyming mood this morning, Madam Chair. Minister?
Yes, sir.
How many, you indicated to my colleague, but you were not specific in terms of how many green spaces the $20 million will be spent on.
Right now, they will be looking at, in the first instance, upgrading the Petit Trou, Lambeau Beach, if you know where that is, the King Peter's Bay amenities, if you've ever been there, the Turtle Beach Park in Black Rock, if you know where Black Rock is, and the Bucko Beach upgrade, among many other environmentally sensitive areas in Tobago. You have something against that? You're against Tobago? You don't like Tobago?
Could we proceed?
I heard the next one say you don't like it.
10, Health, Wellness and Family Development. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Hospital.
Back to salaries and cost of living, Minister. Does this include, I'll pass on this, Okay.
Item 003, Health Centers. Item 004, Public Health and the Environment. Member for Point of Pear.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, just a quick 43, line item 43, security services. Didn't have any allocations previously, $500,000 is being allocated. Is it that public
Okay,
health?
just 1 minute, please. It is really very so. No, it's encouraging to see members engaging each other in a very light mood, but I think we have a lot to accomplish today, and I encourage the light mood, but let's not take away from the serious participation in this process. Thank you very much. Yes, member.
I jumped the gun.
You jumped the gun? Okay, so we could go on. You okay, member for South?
I just wanted to find out, Minister, under, for example, 04 allowances to monthly paid officers and 30 allowances to daily rated workers, are there any outstanding allowances under these heads? Or will these sums keep the payment of allowances up to date, as we would say?
We get back to you on that.
You'll get back to me in writing.
Yes, in writing later.
Item 005, Social Services. Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Hospitals. Item 003, Health Centers. Item 004, Public Health and the Environment, member for Point of Pear.
Yeah. Minister, line item 43, security services, had no allocations previously. 500,000 is being allocated this year. Is it that there's a need for security services presently for this year going forward, or it was allocated from somewhere else?
This item was previously covered under another item under other contracted services. So it's been pulled out of other contracted and just a new sub-item has been created.
Thank you.
Item 005, Social Services. Item 007, Probation Services. Item 008, Litter Eradication Program. Member for Couva South.
Minister, this this $2.89 million has to do with the recruitment of what litter wardens under this head? Yeah.
Employment?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Isn't that one that we have a standing commitment for?
Yeah, I know, but just seeking to ask the minister in terms of the classification.
Could you just be a little clearer, please?
Is the total vote, does it have to do with recruitment of litter wardens?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Item 009, Gender Affairs. Subhead 03, Minor Equipment Purchases. Item 001, General Administration. Item 003, Health Centers. Item 004, Public Health and the Environment. Member for Couva South.
Yeah, well, under 01, Minister of Vehicles, with the allocation there of $1 million, how many vehicles will be procured for public health and the environment?
Acquisition of equipment, shredder.
I didn't hear you clearly, Minister.
It is for the acquisition of equipment, a multi-purpose heavy-duty shredder.
Okay, thank you very much.
Item 005, Social Services. Item 008, Litter Eradication Program. Item 009, Gender Affairs. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Member for Couva South.
06 Ministers, special social programs. 2 million was spent last year, and you are increasing. What would have warranted the need to increase the allocation?
This allocation is for wages and salaries to social workers under the Community Social Workers Unit and assist in payment of subventions to the Family First Foundation. Do you want me to explain what the special social programs are?
No, Minister.
Because it's dynamic, it's not static. So from time to time, you would have a requirement for employment of more people and so on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Item 007, households. Item 009, other transfers. Division 11, settlement, urban renewal, and public utilities. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, settlements. Item 004, electrical inspectorate. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, settlements. Item 004, electrical inspectorate. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, settlements. Item 004, electrical inspectorate. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 007, households. Division 13, sport and youth affairs. Subhead 01, personal expenditure. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, sport. Item 003, youth. Subhead 02, goods and services. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, sport. Item 003, youth. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, general administration. Item 002, sport. Item 003, youth. Subhead 04, current transfers and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Ministers. 02, assistant to sporting organizations. What would have warranted this increase?
Before I ask the administrator to assist me, it should be obvious that because of COVID, there would have been limited sporting activities in Tobago in the previous fiscal, and therefore there's an anticipation with the full reopening of the economy. And as we move towards increasing our vaccination percentage, that you would have considerably more sporting activities in 22, which would lead to increased subventions to sporting organizations. Okay, if you look at the original estimate for 21, it was $1 million. So this is the same thing, but obviously they would not have had that level of activity in 2021. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is the criteria to apply for this assistance public to all the organizations in Tobago?
Well, it's a standard process. You have a series of recognized organizations involved in sport, and they would apply to the THA for a subvention and justify it, of course.
And justify it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Item 007, households. Honorable members, we will now move on to the draft estimates of the development program. Subhead 09, development program, consolidated fund, page 19. Item 003, economic infrastructure. Honorable members, item 003 spans 6 pages. Therefore, I will also announce the project groups. B, extension services. D, fishing. F, land management services, member for Point of Pearl.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 463, agricultural access roads in Tobago. Over the past 2 years, we have been developing those access roads. Could the minister state, based on a total, the THA would have done a study of a percentage, what percentage is still outstanding as far as completing access roads in the agricultural aspect?
A detailed question, but I'll get the answer for you.
Thank you.
H, research and development. A, electricity. D, drainage and irrigation. Excuse me, A, drainage and irrigation. D, tourism. G, business services.
Item 344 on page 23.
Okay, so we're going far back, huh?
Or far
All
back?
right.
No.
So we are D, we're on page 22. Okay, D, tourism.
Item 344. Can you go? Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 344, construction of Tobago cruise ship berths. I'm assuming this would be to provide an extra berth for the cruise ships, so it wouldn't hamper the normal ferry services if you have a cruise ship in berth. I'm asking.
Well, I doubt that. I mean, the construction of a berth for a cruise ship would be a significant, quite a massive undertaking. This is probably some upgrade works, but I'll get the answer for you.
Okay.
Member for Cuba South.
And Minister, with the under 349, the Tobago Tourism Agency, could you inform this meeting what will be done with this $2 million as it relates to this particular entity?
Just want to give me the line item again, please.
349, the Tobago Tourism Agency.
What they will spend the $2 million on?
Yes.
Just hold a second. So 344 is really for studies, Point of Pearl. The money that is there, the $1 million for the cruise ship, construction of the Tobago cruise ship berths, it's really studies, feasibility studies, that sort of thing. And the 349 is for marketing.
Marketing?
That's what that is. That's for marketing.
And 343, you seem to be spending, that is the establishment of Tobago marinas. 200,000, 200,000, 200,000.
Well, there have been attempts over the years to establish a marina in Tobago. We have indicated in this year's budget that we have a planned commencement date. I think I put 2023. The site has been determined. It's in the Cano Bay area, but there are environmental studies and other studies that need to be done to establish a marina. So that's what that is for. That money is to continue to plan and do the necessary studies in preparation for the construction of a marina.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. On the business services? Okay.
As you reverted, let me call it. So G, business services. Member for Cuba South.
Yes, Minister, under 009 Enterprise Development Company of Tobago, $4 million is projected to be spent. Could you provide some further details on this?
This is for the establishment of a factory shell to accommodate an agro-processing facility, among other tenants, and also for the construction of an administrative complex to house an innovation center, another unit, a multi-producer unit, and the upgrade of the Cove Eco-Industrial and Business Park infrastructure. You do know where Cove is. It's close to Canoe Bay, where the marina is going.
D,
I'll carry you there if you want.
roads and bridges. H, sea transport. Item 004, social infrastructure. Member for Couva South.
If you will permit me to go back to sea transport.
Okay, so let's just try
I'm trying to
to keep our
I'm trying
attention
to keep
span. Okay, so
track
we
of
are
your
page
pace,
24.
Madam Chair.
Try and keep the peace. I think you're allowing the minister to distract you. Okay, so we had sea transport. We reverted to sea transport, which is H.
Yeah, this construction of the jetty at Palatuve, Minister, and I see that you have indicated, yes.
Yes.
And you have indicated 497, 503, 521, 520, and 521 are reactivated projects. Have they actually started?
In Palatuve? Yes. Well, I'm hoping that you know where Palatuve is. It is above Lekoto. If you ever went on that side and below Lansformy. And
Where
a temporary solution.
Know where the
to
wall that fell down.
I am hoping that you know where Palatuve is. A temporary solution to the jetty has been established, and they are currently in the process of doing environmental impact studies for a permanent berthing facility in the Palatuve area, which is quite an important bay in Tobago on its northeast coast. I could carry you to Palatuve as well if you wish.
As far as Grenada, where the stadium collapsed.
That's where I won the case in the Privy Council.
Social infrastructure. Honorable members, item 004 spans 14 pages. Therefore, I will also announce the project groups. B, primary. Member for Couva South.
Yes, Madam Chair. With respect to the establishment of childhood centers project, there's under 784, $1 million. Minister, how many childhood centers you intend to focus on? And will you seek more in the mid-year review?
Madam Chairman, before we go further, I don't really like the words of the member opposite. This is the THA allocation. It is not mine. I don't intend to do X, Y, or Z. I am here to explain what the island government in Tobago is doing. We do not impose ourselves on them. So if you want me to tell you what the THA is doing, I will do that. And this is for consultancy work, designs at a number of facilities in the eastern part of Tobago, Belgarden, Roxborough, and also in the western part of Tobago, Plymouth and Blackrock, if you know where those places are.
C, secondary. E, special education. G, educational services. A, hospitals. B, yes, A.
With respect to 383, the purchase and installation of equipment and machinery at hospital, what do you intend to do with this expenditure of $10 million in 2022?
Could you just direct me to the page and the line item, please?
Page 31.
Page 31, okay.
07 Health, A Hospitals,
Right.
383.
You want to know what the 10 million is for?
Yes, yes.
Quite a bit of sophisticated equipment. It also involves upgrades of the ICU, the neonatal ICU, the dialysis units for the ICU, the HVAC, the ECT for mental therapy, and also for the MRI machine and various other bits of diagnostic equipment and general equipment for the health sector in Tobago.
Thank you very much, Minister. 400 establishment of an oncology unit. You are consistently spending $1 million. Could you provide a status on where this is in terms of the establishment of this unit?
I would hate to think you're against cancer treatment in Tobago, but oncology equipment needs to be constantly upgraded as the technology advances. And this particular expenditure is for state-of-the-art diagnostic treatment, surgical treatment, and other sophisticated equipment for the oncology department in Tobago, which I want to repeat, needs to be constantly upgraded as the knowledge of how to deal with cancer evolves. I would hate to think you're against cancer treatment in Tobago. You're not, are you?
Minister, let us move on. I am for
You have
all
anything else?
citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to benefit from proper allocation of funds.
Member for Point of Pear.
Wait until B. When you get to
Medical and dental centers. Member for Point of Pear.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 404, construction of new health centers. And I'm assuming that construction has been taking place because it's just a continuum. How many health centers are under construction presently?
Yes, that is for furniture, fittings, and equipment for the health facility in Moriah. Do you want to know where Moriah is?
I know where Moriah
You
is.
sure you know where
Very
Moriah
sure.
is? It's just above Mason Hall.
So it's not construction equipment then this funding is for?
Fittings, furniture, and equipment, F, and E, for the Moriah Health Facility and for the Charlottesville Health Facility.
And follow-up, Madam Chair, when these fully constructed or fitting of these two centers would take place? Is it this fiscal?
If you knew anything about Tobago, you would know that the Moriah Health Facility was recently commissioned, and the next one will be the Charlottesville facility. Do you have a problem with Charlottesville?
I love Charlottesville.
I don't think you even know where Charlottesville is.
Very nice.
South.
Nobody lived.
Member for Couva South.
The minister may do well doing a geography lesson for the children of Tobago. With respect to 406, the purchase of vehicles, ambulances, with your projected expenditure, Minister, of $2.5 million, how many ambulances do you intend to procure?
Four ambulances. One is to transport medical gas, the other to transport general goods, and two proper ambulances. And I do know a lot about the geography of Tobago. My grandfather was the magistrate in Tobago from 1949 to 1952, for your information.
Public health services.
We know you have a car.
Land development. Member for Point of Pear.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 484, home completion program, Tobago, a reactivated project of $4 million. Could you just...
Page 33,
line item
08
Oh, right at the
B
bottom there.
484.
Home completion,
Yeah,
reactivated project.
a reactivated project.
Some more details here on that.
Thank you.
Member for Cuba South.
Minister 497, development of land for airport relocation. You had an initial allocation 2021 of 10 million, and this was increased to 47.5 million, and you are projected to spend again $10 million in 2022. Could you advise how this $10 million will be spent?
That project is in addition to the land acquisition compensation that residents are receiving for relocation from the site of the new terminal in the Tobago airport. It's a continuing project, and I am hopeful it will be completed this year. It involves developed lots, commercial plots, etc., for the persons who are being relocated. So it's a continuing project.
This is
The
for
persons who are being relocated
from
from the site of the construction of the new airport terminal in Tobago are being paid compensation under the Land Acquisition Act. And in addition, the Tobago House of Assembly saw it fit to provide them with subsidized land in addition to the normal compensation at a significant subsidy as a very generous addition to the normal compensation they would get under the Land Acquisition Act.
Okay, thank you.
A, culture. C, sports. A, community development. C, member for Cuba South.
With respect to sports, Minister,
Development, I was going on to welfare when I saw your hand.
I
So we at A, community development. You have anything there?
wanted to ask something on sports. It's just
We had community development.
they're not going back
Okay.
to. They're not going back to.
I'd gone well ahead and I looked up at you. Let's stop wasting time, please. Community development. You have anything there? I've gone back.
Minister, with respect to youth development and the construction of
Okay. Where are we? I've gone back to community development for you. Do you have anything there?
No.
Okay. C, welfare services. D, youth development. I think that's where you are. Cuba South.
The reactivated projects, ministers, in terms of 001 and 003, the sum of $100,000 will adequately cover the expenditure in relation to what is projected to be achieved out there.
Well, this is on the other side of Tobago, in the Castara area, Palatuve, Castara area, and it's really a feasibility study for the construction of youth development facilities, youth empowerment centers in that part of Tobago. I assume you know where Castara is.
Keep up with your geography.
I hope. That whole side, Golden Lane, Lekoto, Castara, Palatuve, Lansformy, that's the top of Tobago. I hope you know this. Or if you don't, I'll carry you there. English Ones Bay, etc. I'll carry you.
I hope you know what happened to former Prime Minister
Item 0.
Manik.
Member for Point of Peer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Minister, line item 007, construction of the Youth Empowerment Center, a reactivated project. Is it that you had a center that was being constructed?
We just talk about that. We say that money is for feasibility
Okay,
study.
no problem.
Item 005, multi-sectoral and other services. Honorable members, item 005 spans 3 pages. Therefore, I will announce the project groups. A, administrative services. F, public buildings. Member for Vancouver South.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Could the Minister inform this meeting in relation to how this $10 million will be spent in relation to the construction of the new licensing main office in Scarborough? Yes.
Well, I think it's self-evident. It's for the building.
Yes. Will that sum cover the construction of the building?
That is number 502. We'll get back to you on that.
Member for Point of Pear.
Just a follow-up on that line item, Minister. Would the central government play any part in this construction of this new licensed main office as far as
this is
works
one of
on?
the services under the schedule in the THA Act that is devolved to the THA. So this is why they would be doing the construction.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Member for Vancouver South.
Item, Madam Chair, the Minister indicated that he will get back to
construct the entire facility.
and is there a projected cost to outfit the building? And
Well, this
so
is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to
Okay.
get back to you on that.
So the total construction,
Everything.
outfitting,
Everything.
Urban
Pote-
cutting.
Potela.
urban cutting, and
Equipment
Everything.
and vehicles. Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $2,339,135,000 for head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The sum of $2,339,135,000 for head 15, Tobago House of Assembly, now stands part of the schedule. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Chief Administrator, and all your support staff. We go on to Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago. Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, $29,296,000. As for your guidance, we're starting at page 70 of the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure. Then we'll go to page 43 in the DP. I will now invite the Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister to make a brief opening statement, not exceeding 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Central Administrative Services Tobago plays a critical role in Tobago, ensuring that essential administrative, legal, and meteorological services are available on the island, and is responsible for supporting all central government services in Tobago. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the Permanent Secretary and staff for their service to the people of Tobago, and by extension, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. On behalf of the team, I welcome this opportunity to be examined by the Standing Finance Committee. Thank you.
Honourable members, the sum of $29,296,000 for Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, is comprised of monies proposed for expenditure under the following subheads and items to be found in the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure and the draft estimates of development program. We shall now proceed to consider the draft estimates of recurrent expenditure. Subhead 01, Personal Expenditure. Item 001, General Administration. Member for Couva South.
Thank you very much, Minister. Could you inform this meeting how many persons or bodies might be recruited with this increased allocation or expenditure of $526,000?
What item are you under?
08 vacant posts.
So, member, those are vacant positions on the establishment and that will be filled by the PPA.
So, how many vacant posts?
How many vacant positions? 76 in all.
76. So this $526,000 will cover the filling of these 76 vacant posts?
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
No.
So if you are to, how many will be covered with this $526,000?
We'll provide that in writing.
Okay, and could you tell us too, or in writing, how many or what sum of money will be required to fill the 76 vacant positions that you alluded to?
You will get that.
Item 002, Trade and Industry. Item 005, Meteorological Services. Item 007, Regional Registrar General. Member for Couva South.
With respect to 08 vacant posts, I see no allocation. Is there any, are there existing vacancies within the Registrar General Department?
$14 in all, sorry.
14.
Yeah, 14, 1-4.
1-4. And do you intend to fill that in this fiscal year?
We'll apply to the Service Commission to see if they will be filled. And the funding for it will come from 001.
Okay, but if you are applying to the Service Commission to fill this, is the THA following the directive of the Cabinet as it relates to a freeze of filling vacancies in the public service?
We are not THA, we're part of the central government.
No. But coming back, is the entity here, the Central Administrative Services, remember the government gave a commitment or a policy position that there's a freeze of hiring of officers in the public service. Does that extend to the Central Administrative Services?
Government policy applies to all divisions and agencies.
Okay. So
however, depending on the need, we can apply.
You can apply?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Subhead 02, Goods and Services. Item 001, General Administration. Item 002, Trade and Industry. Item 005, Meteorological Services. Item 007, Registrar General. Subhead 03, minor equipment purchases. Item 001, item 005, item 007. Subhead 04, current transfer and subsidies. Item 005, non-profit institutions. Item 007, households. Honorable members, we will now move on to the draft estimates of the development program. Subhead 09, development program, consolidated funding at page 43. Item 005, multi-sectoral and other services. Member for Cuvasau.
Madam Chair, under equipment and vehicles, 003, Minister Equipment for the Meteorological Services Division. Could you inform this meeting with the projected expenditure of $4.6 million, what equipment will be procured?
Purchase the automatic weather station. We'll continue that. Also, a climate database management system, a voltage regulator, and ultraviolet measuring system. We have been upgrading our services summit, so, and in addition, we'll also have the network server platform done.
Honorable members, the question is that the sum of $29,296,000 for Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The sum of $29,296,000 for Head 16, Central Administrative Services, Tobago, now stands part of the schedule. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, PS. Thank you, other supporting officers. We now go on to Head 43, Ministry of Works and Transport. Head 43, Ministry of Works and Transport. The sum of $2,359,344,860. While we wait, I can just maybe assist members. We will start on the recurrent expenditure at page 247 on the draft estimates of revenue and expenditure for statutory boards and similar bodies and of the THA. We start at page 365 and then we go to the development program. We would start there at page 106. I have no Minister of Works here. I do have 41 members. Okay, so honorable members, as you know, we try to allot time slots for the officers to arrive. Apparently, we did exceedingly well this morning, so for that, you all have to be congratulated. But on the other hand, always, and I must say that, Cuba South, we all cooperate. But so it appears that the Ministry of Works and Transport is not here as yet because we told them at 1. What we're trying to do is to get either the Ministry of Works to come within the next 5 minutes or another ministry. So we will suspend for 10 minutes and come back. Okay, and hopefully we'll make up for this little 10 minutes loss of time. Okay, so we now suspend. We will return here at 12:15. At 12:15. 1-5. Okay? This meeting is now suspended.